Hello, my friends. How are you? Just putting on a little bit of this eye cream serum. I don't like creams, even though I'm balanced to dry. I always find them too heavy to go underneath makeup. But this is still in the realm of a cream, but it feels more like a serum. Look. You can see that already looks a little bit different. Oh, I love this stuff. Love, love, love. So I already have mascara on. I normally have my brows on, but I have my mascara on because I was filming some other stuff, and it's just my product mascara. Oh, I need to get some more of this. And I thought today I would show you how I've been doing my makeup all weekend because it's easy. I get wild so often, so I thought it'd be fun to do something that I normally don't do. But you know, we could still end up with glitter. I cannot be tamed, but I'm gonna try to scale it back. Listen, I found these. Let me just put it on. I'm flabbergasted, and I don't know why nobody told me about these. I just wish there were a few more shades. That's still the appeal of the Armani. But these are so good. They're really, really smoothing and brightening. Look at that. Perfect. So fast. I'm so excited. I don't know why we didn't try these, we as in me. And I often wonder why y'all don't tell me about things. I swear, y'all just like to hide things from me. I thought we were friends. Taking that 𝗕𝗘𝗧𝗬𝗓. I'm just gonna buff this on. And I think I paid $12 for these, which is actually wild. $12 each. Let's try a different color with them. Let's try a little bit of this color in the crease. What color is this one? Dig it. But I feel like the applicator is going to apply a lot, so I'm just going to put a little wisp there, pick it up with my 𝗕𝗃𝗏 and push that into my socket. These are so blurring too, smoothing. I've worn them. They wore just like the Armani. And I think I'm going to post about them tonight, but I wanted to tell y'all first. I love. Then, since I don't have a lot of coverage up here, I'm going to take my Bake, Balance, and Brighten. I'm going to use this today. And if you have ever purchased this and you did not like it, I can almost promise you, we're all different. We sometimes don't like things. It's okay. But I can almost promise you, you got a shade too dark. Y'all are not going to believe this. I wear shade fair. Shade fair. I am not fair. I am never fair in anything. I'm a fair person, but I'm not a fair skin tone. So that being said, if I even go to light, and then if I go over anywhere near medium, it's chaos. So if you've ever wanted to try this, go much lighter than you think. But I'm just gonna add a little bit more coverage to my brow bone. And coverage and more blur. Nice, look, perfect. And really quickly, I wanna speak to this and why I love this one. This one on top of, and I'm balanced to dry. This one is the most skin-like, natural finish, light to medium coverage, and just really melts into the skin. It's not as full coverage as some of the other powder foundations that you've seen me wear, but this, as you can see, has probably been one of my all-time faves since I tried it in like 2019. I remember I bought that myself. This is cute. This is literally right here. Where did it go? I've lost it. But no, here it is. I literally bought this myself because I had a few people ask me to try it. Bought it on Amazon, reviewed it, instantly fell in love. And I don't know if you remember, but I would have been using this C41 prototype. And I remember Laura Geller reached out, and because what I did was not an ad. And obviously we know that if it was an ad now, it would say ad. But it's just such a cool connection. It's so cool. But yeah, that's always a fun memory because I get to see this when it pops up. Besties, thanks for listening to my yap. I like to walk down memory lane sometimes. I'm actually just gonna add a little bit more of Dig It. Let me double check. I don't even think I labeled it. I got too excited about these. These are so good. I'm just gonna add a little bit more in the socket, just for a little bit more depth. Good, done. There you go. And just to remind you, we are doing the makeup that I wore all weekend. I'm back to Cool Sunrise. So sometimes Cool Sunrise gets a little bit too dark for me to wear it alone, but it's summertime. It is. And I'm just gonna grab this brush. This is actually from my travel set. This one's still in stock, by the way. Woo, look at that. Perfect. And I love this formula. Obviously it's so thin, perfectly pigmented, so easy to just throw on. But if you get it thin enough across the skin, you don't have to set it. Then, okay, it's gonna get a little wild. I showed these when we were in Italy with Laura Geller. I've been digging, y'all. Especially this one. I have been absolutely digging at this one. I absolutely love this one. I think that if you hate powder foundation, try this as a primer. So this is just going to be, depending on your skin tone, it can be very, very sheer. So don't be worried too much about that. I'm going to pick that up on my C41. And remember, I don't have anything on. It's just going to add a really pretty sheen to the skin for right now. But there is a little bit of pigment there. There is. I want to show it to you. But it can be sheared out if you're using a fluffy brush. And then you can still see my skin through it. Oh, it's just so delightful. I'm going to pick it up on the back of my hand. We're not wasting that. Okay, we're kind of, and sticky. No, this is not sticky. It feels like I'm putting on skincare. Scrumptious, delightful. I'm not going to go underneath my eye because but the way that powder, this can also go on top of powder, but the way that it lays on the skin and works with powder is just scrumptious. Not only that, it adds kind of a little bit of life underneath, because sometimes even powders, sometimes even primers and even skincare, because they don't have this little bit of reflect, they can get a little flat underneath powder foundation, but you're going to love this. You're going to love this demonstration. I get so excited because I even love the idea of powders with these kind of balms. And also, this is something to note. If you ever noticed, I don't reach for the Jones Road ones. Are these scented? These are unscented too. I find that the Jones Road is very, very, very wet. And it just feels like there's too many essential oils, and that's also what it smells like. So those didn't work for me. Now we're also going to underpaint with this shade. Also, this daggum prototype just keeps making its way back into my life. That's okay. It's like, Mama, remember me. Woo, look how pretty that is. This color is so pretty. And then these are going to be lip safe as well. So if you just want to grab this on your finger, imagine that with a lip liner. Well, you're about to see it, but so pretty. Okay. You know, if you've ever noticed, none of my powders ever have hard pan. Ever. And I'm thinking the reason why is obviously these fibers. I'm going to yap just a hair. They don't absorb. It's what I needed. If you've noticed, one thing I love to do is just go around all different formulas. It's one of my favorite things to do as an artist. But also, I just wipe it on Sheila, and then I go right into the powder. The way I just tossed Sheila felt very aggressive. I'm sorry. And then I just never have issues with hard pan. And then I'm just going to press this on top. Do you see how it's just not flat? But it's my skin, but evened out. I'm just turning to all angles so you can just see how lovely it looks. Scrumptious. That just looks so good. And it wears beautifully, because anytime you can set a cream, you're set, quite literally. It ain't going nowhere. I have just felt so put together, but easy peasy all weekend. It's so good. I still don't believe I wear fair, but I do. I don't even know how many of these I've gone through. Let's watch this side. Notice how I start kind of on my jawline. It's always the best part to start. I know it rhymes. I'm not meaning to. And the reason why is because you can handle a lot of product there, and it kind of lets you get your sea legs, if you will, to kind of see how pigmented your product is, where this is going to go. Also, this area through here can handle more product than, say, the center. This is usually the thickest skin on the face. So that's why you'll always see me start there and kind of work my way around the face. I've always done that and I've always gotten really nice results. Also, make sure you're pressing. It's so important for this technique. And also it helps with longevity. Airbrushed. But if you really hate powder, but you're still dealing with creasing, please the puff brush. This is really kind of a step down from a puff, but if you want the lightest veil, a wispity wisp, you would want this brush because it's still going to fit in here nicely and you're able to get the pressing motions from it, but it's going to deposit an angel veil. But if you are having any type of creasing, and remember, we technically don't even have to set, but I wanted to give you a tip. Just grab a dense brush because the amount of product we have on right now, we don't have to reach for a puff, but this is a really good tip, especially if you're dealing with creasing. I don't deal with creasing, but I always want to give options. So I'm taking this dense brush and it's still not going to deposit as much as a puff. And I'm really just pressing this into fine lines, anywhere that you might normally have creasing. Plus we're just going to get a little bonus of more coverage, but still not to the puff level. Even across the brush, always even, every step. Makeup never likes clumps and bumps and lumps. It just does not like that. And then if you deal with anything else creasing, if you have a smile line, you could do this too. Now, if you want, I might add some bronzer, but I wanted to show you that you can also use your fingers if you want to. Because I know some of us like that, and even though I have a brush company, I'm not all here for me. I'm here for you. But I will say, that amount that I picked up, I think we should be good. But I also want you to see, do you see how that doesn't look? You see how it's doing these ridges? That is a really good sign in a product, because that means it's not just gooey wet. I don't like gooey wet. I just don't like gooey wet. All right, here we go. Look how pretty that is. This is probably the most natural, I'm gonna even add some more, the most natural highlight in my entire collection. So I actually didn't wear bronzer, and this is how I've worn my hair. I just washed it again, but this has literally been me all weekend since Friday. Actually, let's put some more of, is this Dig It? This one's different. Which one is this one? No, this is still Dig It. I'm gonna put that underneath my lash line. But I was saying I didn't wear bronzer, and I kind of liked it. Just a little bit of warmth underneath there. It's also a really good idea if you do deal with creasing, because anytime you can add a little shadow underneath here, it can kind of disguise creasing. Bonus points if you get something that's self-setting, like, or should I say truly self-setting, because not all concealers are self-setting because you have to apply so much, but with something this wildly pigmented like a liquid shadow, it kind of can get in there, disguise, and then completely dry down. I'm talking like completely. This one isn't dry yet, but I'll show you. While this is drying down, I did a nice swatch for us, but it needs to dry. But I mean, you get the idea, but I do realize that we have new friends here every single day, and I kind of just want to let you know what I'm talking about. First of all, my hair is about to have mascara in it. Second of all, man, this Prada mascara have been best friends. It's like putting mascara on with a lash comb. I love it. Actually, hey, you want to try one of these? We can try one as bronzer. These are the new Makeup Forever jumbo sticks. There's a jumbo endless cacao, but I don't really want to contour with it. Please calm down. I don't really want to contour with it right now. Is this one endless cacao? This is actually so creative. I think this is so interesting. What color? Oh, here they are. Yep, that's endless cacao. I will swatch it on my hand. Is this dry? Oh yeah, that's, first of all, I'm sidetrack Sally. Look at this. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the self-setting and how that just kind of locks in and disguises. But okay, let's go back here. Now, one thing I do find interesting is, and this is just something to note, y'all can kind of discuss with me in the DMs. Do you remember this? So I wanted to compare the color. This is the original Artist Color Pencil. These were released quite a while ago. This is Endless Cacao. So what I thought we would do is, I'm actually going to swatch it on this side of my hand because I have the other one there. And even what I'm trying to say here, these were originally released with the idea of multi-purpose. So these can absolutely go on, this particular shade, Endless Cacao, can go on your eyes, on your face, and your lips. So that's what this was, but they just gave us a jumbo one, which makes sense because this is going to be a lot easier. Sometimes this level of precision can be intimidating for some people on their makeup journey. Then they came out with this, and I'm just going to do it this way. And this is their lip liner. This one is just designated for the lips. That is it right there. You can see that this one is more pigmented. It's kind of just an updated formula, but again, this one cannot go all over the face like the Artist Color Pencil can. Then we're going to get to my friend here, which I'm very excited for. This is their Creamy Multi-Stick. I'm going to do it here just so you can kind of see it. It's definitely cool toned. This is interesting. I don't think that this is going to set. Not a bad thing. Absolutely not. In fact, if you had something that sets that quickly, that could be bad news, okay? Patchy, blendy chaos. All that being said, this color difference, do you see that? That's all because it's each a different formula, and it's not a bad thing. But I will say this is one of the best separate products I've ever seen staying truer to their colors. That is pretty incredible, and I only expect that from Makeup Forever. Anywhere Caffeine is one of my favorite lip liner colors. I want to try this as a bronzer. Just want to see how it's going to blend. I'm very hopeful. I'll just blend it with this side. Scrumptious, delightful, easy peasy, super thin. Love it. Super natural. Big fan. I'm already sold. I would do a light dusting of powder because, again, these are not going to be self-setting, which is not usually what we want, especially with our complexion. That's why concealer is only self-setting to a certain point. Dare I say I found my new favorite stick bronzer. That I did kind of know. This is the lip liner, which I'm about to put on, and this is the stick. Both Anywhere Caffeine. And I could tell that the stick here has less pink in it, but I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. But you can see that these are different, but I feel like Endless Cacao is wildly close. I'm gonna leave this out, and I wanna film a video on this because I am kind of blown away with how delightful that looks on my forehead. But I thought we would use this with the Wonder Balm I already have on my lips and kind of tie this together. And I'm okay without it here. Nah, we'll just put it on. But let me finish my lips. I'm gonna add a little bit more of this to the center. This is so cute. What a pretty summery lip. I feel cute. Okay, let's finish putting this on. Now, my hair is a cape. I don't know if y'all have ever watched Unbreakable, Kimmy Schmidt, but that's a line from there, and I always thought it was so funny because my hair is a cape. Let's start there. Y'all know I love to build. I don't just go on and go in there all willy-nilly. We are mindful. Woo! And remember, I have powder on. Big fan, okay? Big fan. If I'm reaching for a bronzer stick, I'm reaching for this now. Let me put a little bit there. I love it. Now remember, this density is going to keep it a little bit more, obviously more pigmented, but also more controlled. Look at that highlight too. Yep, you saw me go on my jawline. That ties everything in. Now, I never have issues with wear time when it comes to anything Makeup Forever, but if you want to wait for me to update you tomorrow, I will before we buy it, but we could put it in our cart. I'm also not causing shenanigans, but I try a lot and unscented, and I know when I instantly love a product and when I'm going to reach for it constantly. And this is a product I'm going to reach for constantly. I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit skeptical with these. I was like, do we really need it? I should have known. That is one thing I can always trust is pro brands. Makeup Forever is a pro brand. Think about Viseart. There's so many. I should do a whole full face of pro brands because there's pros behind them and they understand texture. They even understand making products not too difficult, but right there to where they have faith in us and they can perform the way that we would want something that a pro would use to perform. So I love the thoughtfulness behind these and really anything Makeup Forever does. So these excite me and I'm very, very happy. I hope that y'all love them as much as I already do. I need to give you another tip. So remember how I mentioned that we have powder on? Sometimes that can actually be better. I know it's all wrong, but it's so right. And the reason why it can be better is sometimes when our face is really, really wet from all of the products that we have on, when we go to use a product like this, it can kind of just blend away. It doesn't have anything to help really stabilize that pigment, so it's just kind of washed in there like a washing machine. So I'm not talking take a puff and go in there and go, but I am saying if you want your creams to kind of beef up a little bit and have the pigment they're really intending to have, like so, what I recommend is a super light dusting with a brush like this. Beep, 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 just a light dusting and then go in with your cream. I'm just gonna take a little bit of the powder foundation again on the C41 and just do a nice little lock-in. Tiny amount. I feel cute today. All right. I love y'all so much. This is so much fun. I need to go edit a few things. I kind of want to film this now. I filmed so much in the past couple days. My skin is actually raw. I need to stop. I just need to go edit and start posting. I don't know why I'm like this. I got a million ideas. I must be stopped. But I am definitely going to post tonight. And I hope y'all enjoyed today's tutorial because I know most of the time, you know what I contemplated? It was either this or a super black smoky eye with a Pam Anderson 1999 nude lip. There's no in between. I can't be tamed. I love y'all so much. And like I said, I'm definitely going to post tonight. So I'll see you there in the comments. And let me go save yesterday's to my highlights. And I'll definitely save this. All right. Love you. Bye for now.